We need to ensure the nation we are is the nation we see reflected in our media.
Salford demonstrates that the television sector in the UK is not all about London.
What's been created here at Media City is a genuine centre of excellence in this industry, and we should reinforce that and make it a global presence.
I find it a little bit surprising that we're even having a debate about whether it's important that a major broadcaster in this country with a public service remit should have a substantial part of its operation and its power outside of London.
You can sit in London and commission from the north, but you're not of the north.
Any sort of idea that somehow programmes are being produced by a whole load of people in London for people in London, it's just not the case.
I represent a town on the outskirts of Greater Manchester for whom a lot of the things that are reflected in the national media and in the political conversation just feel completely irrelevant. And actually that's where local media and regional media becomes incredibly important. But why shouldn't those things be reflected back to the nation as a whole?
We're scrapping every day in the advertising market to raise £1 billion worth of revenue. We are trying to redirect as much of that as we possibly can into remit programmes from British producers and as many as possible in the nations and regions. And we're having quite a lot of success with that.
I think shifting decision makers around here and there and, opening a posh new building on Broad Street in Birmingham or whatever.
I just wonder whether or not moving it to Birmingham will help anybody in Newcastle.
It sends a political signal. Does it change the industry? No, I don't think it does.
For me, the biggest issue I have is that I've got kids who are fantastic leaving university at 21, and if they're from a working class background, if they're in Newcastle, they have nowhere to go. They can't even get their first 2 weeks of work experience because their mum and dad can't afford to pay for them to do it.
What needs to happen, what hasn't happened, is training of more people locally, getting crews that are based in all these different places.
But what you hope is if there's this continued drama output from the regions, that gradually that draws people into the industry and almost people get training on the job.
You often, when you're young, don't even know what the industry is or what the jobs available are. So getting onto the set, getting onto a production is really useful in seeing what the creature is.
The students of today will be the industry leaders of tomorrow.